let's get cracking with your questions. Start in the front row. Have we got?
Jason's not marrying anyone tonight. Just
Thanks very much for the offer.
Yeah, he's already married. All right.
Okay, thank you very much for all turning up. I'd just like to ask, what has the whole Harry Potter journey meant for you all?
Wow. Jason, you want to kick us off?
Can we make it short?
Yeah, for sure.
It's been, well, look, I've been around a long time making lots of television programs and films and being on stage, and pretty much whenever you work, there's a level of fear. Like, is anybody going to turn up to watch what we're doing, the play we're putting on? Is anyone going to buy a ticket to the film? Is anyone going to tune into the television program? And am I going to make an idiot of myself? Or is everyone going to lose their money? Are we ever going to work again? And for 10 years, I've turned up to this set where the whole world already loves the books and the stories. We all feel completely buoyed up on the confidence and support and love and expectation of people in every culture, in every country in the world. And it's been a unique experience for me to turn up with all of my acting heroes. Literally, I look around and I go, I cannot believe I'm working with these people. And getting to play a part and being part of a story that's so rich and gives so much, and it gives so much pleasure to the world, that it's meant for me, it's just one moment of completely anxiety-free bliss in an otherwise kind of stormy sea professionally. And it's also just been unqualified pleasure. There's nothing about me. Every single aspect of it has been a joy from start to finish. And what's great, having seen the final film, I don't need to sell tickets or be a salesman, but I'll tell you, I think it delivers the final punch for a 10-year ride, which is a tricky thing. The filmmakers need to be applauded when you see it, not now, for having done that and pulled it off. So it's just been great.
Sure, and I'm sure I can continue that. I'm sure I can speak with Matt largely and say that it's kind of a lot of our childhood, you know. It's been there since kind of 11, 12 years old. It's kind of strange that we're both 23-ish and we're still talking about the same part. So it's very strange. But yeah, it means a lot to me just in the fact that I've obviously grown up with the character, so it kind of represents my childhood. I'm sure I can picture myself in 30, 40 years talking about the golden years, you know, the good old days when I was doing that. So yeah, that's definitely, you know, I treasure the memories that I have.
I was lucky enough to come down on set when you were filming part one, and I know everyone kind of talks about, oh yeah, everyone, it's a big family environment, everyone gets on and stuff, but being down there for a day, it really was. It was like you were driving around in character in your golf buggy, and it was amazing. It was like stepping into the world of Harry Potter.
And that's very hard to see, that when you're actually seeing the film, that so much of this stuff it's real. You know, we're not standing with the great big green screens. No, I mean, some of it obviously is not real. But, you know, so many, you know, somebody will spend 5 months making a small Quidditch ball that will fly for 3-4 seconds. And that will, you know, an artist will spend months and months and months. You walk on the floors and they actually are worn down by dollies and tracks being pulled over them because they're actually stone. And the craftsmanship that's gone into these films, you know, the actors, and we're all the final cherry on the cake. But for me, being in these films, it was such a celebration of what the British film industry is capable of, the artistry, the craftsmanship in this country. And that the three, you know, that the directors and producers decided to do it that way. They weren't going to sit there and they weren't just going to pay some people to sit and do it quietly, you know, in the editing suite. That actually everybody on that set was utilised, and every single department was, you know, the creme de la creme of British filmmaking, and that was just a privilege to be part of.
Yeah, amazing. And I also think that the fact that it was here and it stayed here is a reason perhaps why you guys being involved in it from such a young age have still remained so. You're still the same as you were when I interviewed you for the first film. You know, you're still so grounded and normal.
Slightly hairier, wouldn't you say?
Slightly more tanned than when I saw him last time, but do you know, I think that might have something. Does it have something?
Yeah, no, definitely. I mean, there's one thing that I've been banging on about today in all these interviews is that you know, Dan, Rupert, Emma, Tom. The one thing that's been a constant throughout this decade has been their personalities. You know, obviously they've got older, they've grown in confidence and maturity as people as well as actors. But you know, a testament to their upbringing, I guess, to who they are. They just, you know, since day one, they've not changed. They're the people that I grew up with, and they're the friends that I will have, you know, I hope for the rest of my life. And no matter what fame, you know, they've been catapulted to, they're still, you know, stand-up guys. And
I think you just
yeah.
made at least 3/4 of this audience cry.
Oh.
Yeah, well, I'm going for the tearjerker.
Good
They had
one.
all the
Bless
fun
him.
stuff. I'm trying to make you cry. You know what I mean?
Right, let's get some more questions. Lady over there. Oh, no, sorry, gentleman over there with a white T-shirt on. Where are the microphones over that side? Can you just shout? If you shout.
This guy down here.
Yeah,
I'll come.
go on
There you
then,
go.
Jason.
Jason's on the way.
Be careful, Jason.
There it
Be
is.
careful.
Jason, this is actually a question for you.
Here we go.
You was talking about doing like film and TV. You've actually done voiceover recently for Cars 2. How different did you find that to doing like Harry Potter and stuff? Because obviously you're in the studio.
You were in Cars
Right,
too.
hold on. Thanks very much. I mean, you and I could just go for a walk. I could talk about it. How the question was, how different was doing Cars 2? I was on the set of Harry Potter for a couple of months every year or 2 years for 10 years, and Cars 2 took me about half an hour. That's the main thing. And
What car
I
did you play?
Didn't have
Sorry.
to put any makeup on. I hadn't washed my hair. So I don't. I play a plane.
Okay.
Typically, I mean, when a film about cars, I play a plane.
It's a good plane.
But you've got a picture of the plane. Oh, thanks so much. Yeah. So
Okay, let's get me. You. Go.
Okay. Hello? Okay.
Hello.
We come all the way from Mexico and we just wanted to ask
Oh my God.
for the
just for
premiere.
this?
Yes!
No.
For you! We came for you. and
that's very
we wanted
sweet.
to ask if you could play another character, who would you play?
Oh, great question. If you could have played another character,
It's a
who would
tough
it
one,
be?
really. I can't see myself in any other. I'd like to be another Malfoy, and there really
I
isn't
wanted you
another
two.
one.
I'd want to like to play one of you two.
Really?
Yeah. You guys had far too much fun being
We
nasty
do, don't we?
last night.
We
Yeah.
Do
do.
you like
everyone
being
would.
bad?
Yeah.
Is that kind of part of the
I'd like to play
attraction?
Hermione because I like the outfit.
For sure.
Exactly. I'd go
You
for
look
Harry.
good. You pull it off, Jason. You pull it off.
More lines.
Okay, just behind our friend from Mexico.
Thanks for coming from Mexico.
Yeah,
thank
you very much.
Hi.
Hi.
Hello.
I read in an interview that Alan Rickman knew about the history between Lily and Snape before anyone else. I was just wondering, how much backstory did J.K. Rowling give you, or did you have to make it up for yourself?
Yeah, I didn't
yeah.
get any sort of
None.
extra insight.
pointers.
Just the books, yeah, which was pretty
Yeah,
in depth.
it's pretty vivid.
What about you? Did you get any insight?
Well, no, she didn't give me any. But in fact, when the honest truth is, when I first thought about playing Malfoy, my initial instinct was to do something very broad. And then as I looked at it, first I looked at how brilliant all the other actors were and how much depth they were bringing to it. But secondly, I looked at you just need to look in today's newspapers to see people who are politicians who are standing up on these racist, separatist, eugenicist platforms. You don't need to look too far back in history. There are people today who are getting elected on that kind of anti-immigration ticket, and suddenly Lucius felt a lot more real to me. And it's true of the entire book. Everything that happens in it, as magical and fantastical as it is, you can find a parallel in the modern world to help you make it 3D, I think.
That's why it's connected with so many people. Definitely.
Was that a little segue into 3D?
I meant three-dimensional. I meant three-dimensional, not 3D. Sorry.
Okay, there's a really loud person right over there in the corner. Yeah, that's the one. Yeah.
All right.
Where have you come from?
Australia.
Where?
Australia.
You've come from Australia.
We love you, Tom.
Hey.
Basically,
She can't ask a question.
you've changed lives of so many people, like all over the world. We're just wondering, how does that make you feel? Because you have
Yeah, very good. I was really touched. I was in Australia not so long ago, and loads of people said, "Thanks for being part of my childhood," which was a really sweet thing to say. Yeah, you're welcome. I had no idea. It's fantastic. It's great. I really like the fact that you've kind of grown up with us just as much as we've grown up with them. So it feels good.
Lady right in the middle here. Sorry, I'm going to make you work tonight.
Hi. I was wondering, after Harry Potter, are you guys going to go plunge back into acting and stuff?
No, that's it for me. I think
They
I'm
already
opening
are.
a small
They're all
cake
very
shop
busy.
somewhere in Dorset. What do you think?
No, you're continuing, of course.
No, we're all acting, and
Yeah.
what's amazing is these young people who started out as really kids who didn't know what they want to do. They've all become such seasoned and, in fact, veteran, experienced actors. They've got thousands of hours on the set of with the most experienced crew members in the world. They're all really fine actors. I think you're going to be very surprised by what Matthew and Tom and Dan and Rupert and Emma and everybody else is capable of, because you just see them play these one parts. But they're amazingly skilled, and I think you're all going to be thrilled with what they do.
I just saw Dan actually in New York
In
in his
Broadway,
show.
did you?
And when he came on, everybody, goes bonkers. And then after a minute, you forget that he was ever in Harry Potter, which is a real testament to him as an actor because he's an iconic figure.
Yes, yeah.
And he was stunning.
True.
Is that a slight fear for you because you've played characters for so long to try and make a deliberate choice that removes that slightly, I guess?
I think obviously when you do something for, 11 years, mate?
It's been a while.
It's obviously you're concerned about that slightly, but I mean, I'm very fond of Neville. I think that all you can do is embrace it and say, that was something that I did that was a fantastic part of my life, and I'm ready to move on. I mean, Dan did a very great thing by doing Echoes because it was, so different, and he was so bloody brilliant in it. Like, it just, it just showed what Dan could do. But I mean, I just want to act, and if I have to stick with Neville there for the rest of my life, I can think of a hell of a lot of worse things that I could have to put up with. Yeah. So it's all right.
Okay, next question, lady down the front here. Hi.
Hello, my name is Jessica, and I'm from Germany, and I have a question for Jason, for you. Yeah, I know. But at least I came to see the Harry Potter premiere, so I just read my question down because I'm quite nervous. So I just came from Germany and to see the final Harry Potter premiere, and do you think after all the things that happened in the last book, did Lucius Malfoy finally realize that his pure blood ideology needs more than a second thought? Do you think that he understands what he did to his family by choosing the Dark Lord and his beliefs as his master and his kind of religion?
Woo! Wow.
Jason, that's one for you, mate. Yeah.
No. No, I don't know. Cheap gag. I think that what was interesting watching Lucius's journey is that you saw really when the pressure was on and when the crisis was at its height, you see with my wife, ultimately she chooses motherhood and love over her loyalties politically and anything else intellectually. And that really when the chips are down, I would sacrifice my son and my wife for status. I would crawl over their twitching corpses for a place by Voldemort's side. And that from the end of the fourth film onwards, but certainly for the last two films, Lucius cannot see a place for himself in the future. If Voldemort wins, the Death Eaters win, there's no place for him. And obviously, if Harry Potter wins, there's no place for him. And you see an increasingly desperate, pathetic, and broken man. And that was enormously good fun to play. So I don't think he sees the error of his ways. I think he's a tragic figure, and probably you'd catch him somewhere eating the remnants out of somebody's bin at some point, I think.
I can't see
Thank
the
you.
lights. Okay, gentleman down the front here.
Hey.
Thank you. I'm here from the USA. My brother and I came down for this.
Great,
and,
awesome.
Hey.
Yeah!
All right.
There we go. It's just above there, little country. But I heard that some of the actors from The Lord of the Rings, after it finished, that they got tattoos commemorating the whole series.
Sure.
And not necessarily tattoos, but have you guys talked about doing anything as a cast to maybe
genuinely
commemorate the whole series?
I did genuinely put it forward to people. I thought a small lightning bolt somewhere on the derriere would be nice. You'll do it? You're the only person I've heard said they'd do it. We should start a pact now between the four of us, really, because Daniel, Rupert, and Emma weren't too keen. It's last time I checked.
They bottled it.
Did you take anything? Did you get any bits from set to take home?
Ooh, Jason.
Oh.
Did you get any?
Did you get anything from set?
I'm kidding.
Or are you passing?
No, I begged for a wand because I came up with that notion of the wand in the cane, and I was eventually on the fifth film. They gave me one. I took it home, and my kids broke it in about a week. That's all I got.
Yeah, I wanted a wand as well, but no joy. I managed to get. I got given Draco's Slytherin ring, his silver ring.
Wicked.
So yeah, and it actually still has the plaster wrapped around it because my fingers were too small as a 13-year-old for it to fit.
Hang on a minute.
It still don't fit, to be fair.
Hang on a minute. So you got a wand, right? and you got a ring with a snake on it.
I got a ring.
Mark, did you get something good?
Nothing. Stapled down in my trailer. Yeah.
I got false teeth. All right.
They're yours, man. They should be treasured.
That is lousy, man.
That is cheap. Right, over here, this lady right behind
Brilliant.
me.
Hi, I'm also from the U.S., but I'm here for study abroad.
Do you know them?
Hello.
They're from America as well. Do you know each other?
What state are you guys?
No.
North Carolina? Oh, I'm Georgia, sorry.
Oh,
All right.
I'll come find you, though. But no, I'm here for study abroad, actually. Yeah, more fans of that.
Awesome.
I just wanted to know, were you worried about portraying characters that were already so loved by fans?
Yeah.
You want to,
In a
expand
one-word
on that?
answer, yeah.
I don't know. I mean, I was a fan of the books myself, and so I knew, what this story meant to people, what it meant to me, and I guess that was one of the things that was always in the back of my mind, at least, was that we wanted to get it right for you guys, and obviously for J.K. Rowling as well. I mean, it was her baby, and we wanted to make sure we really nailed it, and that's why. Thank you.
There you go.
Anyone else?
I can't imagine any fans being disappointed from
not.
anything.
It's an
in the
odd
film.
thing, because
yeah.
these books are loved the world over, and people know every punctuation mark. And so, what's amazing is that the filmmakers, the two producers, David, and now latterly the director, David, as well, have managed to take them from the page to the screen and keep all the fans of the books with them. The fans of the books are fans of the films as well. That doesn't always happen, and it's a tribute to their skill, I think, and their great taste.
Well said.
And all the books weren't released, obviously, before we started seeing the films. So now, when people read those books that came after the first film, it's your faces.
That's
It's your
kind of
faces
weird,
in their heads when they
That's
read.
kind of strange. I'm not sure about that one.
Not like that.
I felt very lucky because as my years went on, I obviously had great influences around me to sort of show me the way, I think. Even without sort of consciously realising it, they definitely added new layers to my character thanks to these guys coming in and sort of giving me parental influences of some sort.
Surrogate parents.
Yeah.
Well,
Still
my
Tom
first
Felton.
scene, I wasn't worried about the pressure from the books because I hadn't read the books. And then I got the job, I read the book, and I just thought, what am I going to do? Not for the fans' sake, but I was aware that there are already these incredible actors in there, and particularly Alan Rickman was already in it, and Alan Rickman... He's not here, you don't need to clap him. Anyway, but Alan plays sinister and dangerous and dark so brilliantly and beautifully, I worried what on earth I could do, and so I thought the best thing I could do was go blonde. That was my main choice. And really, honestly, I just concentrated on trying to be the worst father I could possibly be, so that I could contextualize, so you understood why Draco turned into that snotty little git at school. And that was the subject of all my
helped me
focus.
a treat. You really did.
Throughout the films, there's an amazing collection of actors who have come in for one film or have continued through various films. The creme de la creme of
I always think it's quite bizarre. I'm sure maybe Matt can back me up here, that I met a lot of them when I was sort of 11, 12. I didn't have a clue who Gary Oldman was or... yeah, I know, it's terrible. I was meeting all these great actors, and obviously I had no idea at the time. So it's kind of weird for me that I met them and then subsequently learned more about their careers later and then freaked out about working with them. So it took me 3 or 4 films. Alan Rickman was one of the first, to be fair, because he was Robin Hood, which was kind of like one of my childhood films. So yeah, he was always daunting. Took me about 6 years to muster more than... Morning, Alan.
Really?
Yeah. And he's a lovely guy.
He still scares me a little bit.
Yeah, a little.
The lady over there. Yes, you.
Hey.
Yes, you. No, wait.
Hold on.
No, not you. The lady in second row.
We're coming up. Jason's coming over.
Oh, where?
Just here.
That's harsh.
Sorry. I'd waved to her before. She can have the next one.
All right.
She can have the next one.
Okay.
Hi.
Hi, we're from
Hi.
Holland, and I was wondering if you guys would go into the room of requirement, what would you find?
Wow. Deep.
What would you find?
I don't know.
I don't...
What's a good one? It depends on the scenario, I guess. If I was exceptionally thirsty, I'd hope water, but I'm not sure.
Helen, you have no idea what the room requirement is, have you? I can tell.
I'm literally going...
Yeah. No, I was asked the same thing earlier about the Mirror of Erised, and I didn't have a good answer for that either, I'm afraid. So
there might be an iPad 2 in there, maybe.
yes, good call.
I can really require one of those.
That's
right
genius.
now.
Yes,
Maybe.
a whole stack of them.
I don't know if there's any knocking about anywhere, but I can really require that
There's a
right
guy
now.
at the back who's either so tall or he's standing on a child. I don't know.
Oh, standing on a child.
You see what I'm talking about?
Let's get the question from the lady that you went to, Jason. Sorry.
Coming up.
This is you didn't realise this was going to be a fitness.
I know, he's having quite a workout.
I want to say thank you first, because Harry Potter's always been a part of my life, and you made it come true for me.
Bless you.
And
cheers.
Second, what was the most difficult scene to film for you all?
Oh, good question.
Wow, it's hard to pick one,
This
isn't
film.
it? Yeah, for sure. This has got to be
like
that final stuff that you
doing part 1 and part 2 simultaneously. I mean, I only had one line in part 1, but I just know for all the crew, I mean, it was one that everyone had to really work tremendously hard on to try and get it done. And And for me as well, I mean, I just had so much more to do in this film, and you know, the action stuff. There's still a lot of emotion. You know, people are dying in this movie, and yeah, it was definitely the one that was most challenging for me, anyway.
Bit of love in the air.
There's a little bit. There's a little glimmer there.
Little twinkle. Helen, what about for you?
The most difficult, I think, was the first scene that I ever did, which was when I'm looking at Alan and I'm looking at Helena, who I both know very well, and they actually had to cheat the eye lines because of anybody's inability not to corpse on the first morning. So everyone, if you actually look at it, everyone's looking at it like this, in completely different ways. Because everyone was just so nervous. It was the first day of shoot for all of us. So
I'll second that. It was pretty bloody terrifying.
Was it?
Yeah, definitely. I again, took me more than a few days to say anything to anyone, but yeah.
You mean the big scene where we're all at the table?
Yeah, for sure. Yeah, I felt like we were kind of surrounded by you know, it's kind of legends or heroes in a weird way. It takes a lot to pluck up the courage to say much, to be fair.
My hardest scene was my very first day in 2002 because it was a scene with Richard Harris, who I went to drama school with Richard's son, Jared, and Richard, who was the first Dumbledore, as you know, who was utterly brilliant, and he was chatting and being very funny and just telling these filthy and fabulous anecdotes, and then they said, action, and he just drilled me as Dumbledore. He cut me no mercy, and I stood there and I felt terrified. I thought, is it my turn to speak? It's his turn to speak. Why isn't he speaking? He just looked at me and I thought, I've got it wrong. I just felt like that all the eyes in the world were on me, and I realised what he was doing was being Richard Harris. He was being Dumbledore, and he completely made Lucius, you know, need a change of underwear. It was superb.
I'm afraid we've only got time for one more question.
All right. Let's make it a good one.
Do any of you guys want to... Am I going to pick it?
You've got Jason, go on, mate.
We haven't been over here that much. We've asked one question. It's us, this guy here. This young man here.
Thank
Stand
you
up.
very. Oh, okay.
Stand
Well,
up.
Hey.
thank you very much from everyone here. 'Cause
Where are you?
Harry Potter is
There.
amazing, so thank you.
Hello.
If there was one memory you could take from this entire experience, what would it be?
What a great end. Last question.
Those girls asking me to marry them, I think.
I'm sure it's not been the first time. Is there a memory?
It's very hard to pick one, you know, one solid memory. One of the first ones I remember was going through the Great Hall when we were like 11. One of the first scenes we ever shot, and we had never seen the Great Hall before. It was deliberately not shown to us, so our expressions were genuine, if you will. And that was, a really sort of awe-inspiring time as a youngster. And it kind of feels like, the next 10 years kind of went in a bit of a blur, to be honest with you.
I think taking Michael Gambon on a roller coaster was pretty funny.
Yeah, there are so many strange scenarios.
When we were in Orlando, we did the opening of the theme park last year, and we told Michael, oh, it's fine, just goes round a bit, no worries. It's a Jewel and Dragon thing, and it's like a big loop-the-loop.
It was
we put him on the
hilarious.
front. I mean, that was, I'll never forget that.
He was very brave.
I don't think he will ever.
He was a whole different colour when he came
That was a good
back
laugh,
completely.
Did they do that thing of taking the picture midway around at the scariest point where he was at?
Possibly, yeah.
It's knocking about somewhere. Just trying to find that.
Yeah. Helen, have you got your lasting memory from the experience?
I think would definitely be that sort of 5 a.m. in Leavesden when everybody had come in, all the main actors had all been lined up. You know, Rafe had been in makeup for hours. Somebody's running around and saying, okay, it's 3 minutes, and they're giving you the last of the props, and everybody's going around, okay, we're going to have fire, we're going to have action in this, okay, everybody knows there's going to be fire in this scene, animatronics are starting, I can't tell you what because you haven't seen it yet, but various things twitching. You have Voldemort on one side, the other side, you have hundreds of extras on either side, and the stunt guys are going through the final thing, and then somebody goes, okay, 30 seconds, and everybody's quiet, and somebody shouts, action. And Rafe stood there and was extraordinary with everyone listening. And then I can't tell you what happens, but then something happens and we shot it for real. It wasn't, then you cut and da-da-da. And this enormous, great fight starts happening and the cameras are going around and you just think, this is epic. We don't make films like that anymore. And that was extraordinary.
Wow.
That was extraordinary.
Amazing. Jason, do you want anything you want to add?
Wow. I don't remember that. Was that? I remember two things. I think one is that the people who put it together were so nice that the atmosphere on every film set trickles down from the top of the pyramid in every work environment. The bosses define what the culture is, and David Heyman and David Barron, who produced this, and then David Yates, who directed the last lot. they created a climate of people being kind to each other and encouraging everyone to be creative and come up with the best stuff. And the other thing they did, which was miraculous, you never hear, these films are, as you know, witness you all being here, they're very, very, very popular and loved. And every day that I worked over the 10 years, I was allowed to bring in guests, half a dozen guests. I brought kids in every single day that I worked, and somebody took them on a tour, and they went and sat in Dumbledore's chair, and they went to the Great Hall, and they went to the Creatures workshop, they went to the Special Effects workshop, and they came to the set. They often got to call cut and action. And so over the years, it's just given so much pleasure to so many people. But if I had one moment to remember, it was me and Gary Oldman had a fight in the fifth film that didn't end up in the film. It was mostly cut. But we were left alone for weeks and weeks and weeks to shoot this special effects film. And every time it was Lucius and Sirius up on the rock, and I go, how about if I rub my wand down the cane, like send a double bolt and it'll wrap around him? And they'd go, yeah, we do that. So we'd shoot that for a while. And Gary would go, what about if I stamp the floor and a wave of rock knocks Lucius over? They go, yeah, we'll do that. So we did all these amazing things. And at one point, Gary goes, how about, right, I throw the wand, and it goes spin like that, and it comes around, and it goes shoo, and it just stabs him right in the chest, and I come up and I just push it in hard. And David Yates goes, Gary, it's a kid's film. And that, for me, is the moment I remember. We just got a bit carried away.